Welcome to Westworld Paintball Adventures. There are three very important things that I need you all to pay close attention to while watching this video. Goggles, barrel sleeves, and truce. If you have any questions, any of our friendly staff will be more than willing to help you out and answer your questions for you. And once again, thanks for choosing Westworld Paintball Adventures, and remember, have a great time!
Approved paintball goggles must be worn at all times before entering the field and at the target range. If you see a ref doing this, that means put your goggles on your face. If you remove your goggles, lift them up, or take them off while on the field, you are out. You sit out the next game, and you have to watch this tape again. If you lift or remove your goggles a second time, you are done for the day. Westworld rental markers do not need to be chronographed. Personal markers must be chronographed every game. Custom markers are subject to spot chrono checks on and off the field. A percentage of all personal markers will be checked while playing. Cooperation is mandatory. If your gun is over the speed limit, you are out that game plus the next one. Max chrono speed is 260 feet per second. Always put your barrel cover on when eliminated, and keep your barrel cover on while in the safe zones. If you see a ref doing this, put your barrel cover on your barrel. Do not discharge your marker in any safe zone. You may discharge your marker only at the target range or on the field during play. No blind firing. If you can't see your target, don't shoot. Violations of the barrel cover or blind fire rules will result in a one-game suspension. If you or your marker is hit by a paintball and it breaks, you are out. If the paintball breaks on something else and sprays you, you are not out unless you call yourself out. However, if the area of concentrated spray is larger than a quarter, you are out. Friendly fire counts. If you shoot yourself, you're out. Headshots count, but should only be taken as a matter of last resort. If two players simultaneously mark each other and it is too close to call who was hit first, both players are out. Multiple hits do happen while in play and while exiting the field. If you can't handle being hit more than once, don't play. There is no surrender rule on this field. If a player calls for you to surrender, you may mark them with your marker or call yourself out. Use of force, physical contact, verbal abuse, excessive arguing with a referee, or intentionally shooting eliminated players can get you banned from the field permanently. When you know you've been marked by a paintball, loudly yell, "I'm hit," "I'm out," or "I've been marked." Put your barrel cover on, raise your gun over your head, and quickly exit the field, repeating loudly that you're out until you are safely off the field. If you call yourself out, say hit, or raise your gun over your head, you are out. No retractions. Eliminated players do not talk, point, or hand off equipment while exiting the field. If you can't see or can't tell that you have been marked by a paintball, call for a paint check. Players under a paint check are neutral until the matter is resolved. Players under a paint check are to stay where they're at, raise their marker over their head, and continue to call paint check until a ref or the closest player can check them. If a player is not marked, they are to yell clean and resume play. No portable shields. Do not use eliminated players or referees as shields. Do not pick up or arrange things on the field. If you need emergency medical assistance, your goggles fall off during play, or you see a life-threatening situation on the field during a game, call truce. If you hear someone else calling for a truce, you are to instantly stop playing and start yelling truce until all play stops. Referees will evaluate the situation and advise players on how to proceed. When the ref says 3, 2, 1, game on, you can resume play. Players abusing a truce for a tactical advantage will be eliminated from the game the truce was called in. Do not pick up paintballs from off the ground. Paintballs that have set on the ground can swell and jam your marker. Only Westworld paint is allowed to be used on Westworld fields. Violators will forfeit the day's game pass. After teams are picked, colored armbands will be issued. They must be worn in open sight on the left or right upper bicep. Players are not allowed to change armbands unless instructed to do so by a field judge. Do not shoot our referees or eliminated players. If you do, you will be ejected from the game you are in and have to sit out the next game as well. A judge must escort all players on and off the field. Players must start within arm's reach of their flag base. The game starts with one long blast of the air horn and ends the same way. A 3-minute warning will be issued. Game's length is 10 minutes. Judges' calls are final and inarguable. Here at Xpursuit, we run games back to back when we have enough players for 4 teams. Otherwise, there is a clock on the north wall in the staging area. When the last player comes off the field, the referee resets the timer to 5 minutes. The clock will count down 3 minutes, then reset to 2 minutes. Players should, at this point, finish getting ready for the next game. An alarm will sound for players to assemble at the gate to enter the field at the end of the countdown. Be sure to top off your marker's air and paint in between games. You are responsible for all equipment you check out, so keep track of it. All players must check in at the registration booth before beginning play and check out before leaving for the day. Even if you didn't check anything out, we still have to clear your sheet. Never remove your barrel in the reception area. It is the same as removing your barrel cover. The use of alcoholic beverages or illicit drugs is strictly prohibited and will not be tolerated. This is your face mask and goggle. Notice there are 2 straps on the rental goggles. The wider strap goes over your head and secures the goggle to your face. The other strap goes under your chin and is there to remind you not to lift your face mask. Your face mask should comfortably fit your head and not move if you turn your head quickly side to side. To tighten your goggle strap, pull the plastic adjusters apart. To loosen your goggle strap, reverse this process and pull them together. Your chin strap should hang loosely just underneath your chin. To adjust your chin strap, pull the nylon webbing through the male buckle to tighten. Push to loosen. Paintball-related eye injuries either happen when goggles are lifted up or are removed during play, and when barrel covers are removed in safe zones. Please help us avoid unnecessary injury by following Westworld's goggle and barrel cover safety standards. This is your marker, a Piranha semi-automatic paintball marker. Never remove parts from your marker. This is your air tank. Notice the gauge. It only fills to the 3 mark. When it falls below the 1 mark, start thinking about a refill. This is your trigger, your barrel and barrel cover, paint hopper, cocking rod, and safety. To operate your marker, put paint in your paint hopper. When you are in a fire zone, pull your cocking rod back until it clicks. Remove your barrel cover. If you see red on your safety, you are ready to shoot. Break a paintball in your barrel, you need to clean it. If a referee is close by and not busy, they will help you. If a referee is not available, turn your marker upside down and pull the trigger a couple of times. This should fix the problem. If it doesn't, repeat the process until it does. Never disassemble your rental marker, including the air tank. Any questions?